This lightsaber was stolen from your Jedi temple by my ancestors during the fall of the Old Republic. Since then, many Jedi have died upon its blade. Prepare yourself to join them. That was a quote from Pre Vizsla, one of the heads of the Death Watch, to Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I felt it was the perfect intro to begin this Star Wars lore dive into the Darksaber. This is part 1 of the history of the Darksaber. The Darksaber itself was no ordinary weapon. It was even more unique than the blades and hilts used by the Jedi or Sith. Its blade was wickedly dark, a pure and illuminating black, and its hilt was nothing like any other. It was more squared and angled than rounded, and looked more like a weapon, at least compared to the elegant forms of lightsabers of the various Force Orders. This uniqueness was even seen in the sound the Darksaber emanated. Where all lightsabers sounded different in their own way, but the same, the Darksaber sang a different song. Its song was of a higher pitch. If you knew it, it was absolutely unmistakable, and even if you did not know it, you would know that you stood before no ordinary energy weapon. This was unique. The history of the Darksaber is an interesting one, tied with the mixing of methods, political turmoil, and honorable combat, and swapped between a many people. The Darksaber itself was birthed in a galaxy at the hand of Tare Vizsla, the first and only ever Mandalorian to join the Jedi Order in the days of the Old Republic. He was a very unique specimen, both on Mandalore and in the Jedi Order. In Mandalore, there was no known Jedi, and in the Jedi, there were no known Mandalorians, and so his lightsaber would be made to reflect that uniqueness, and thus the Darksaber was born, a weapon like no other for a Jedi and Mandalorian like no other. And eventually, the Darksaber became a heirloom and passing down in Clan Vizsla. Only after the Vizsla came to lead the people of Mandalore, the Mandalorians, with saber in hand. All in the time that was thousands of years before the rise of the Galactic Empire. There was a time, though, when the saber was not in the hand of the Mandalorian people. There was a time when it was kept secured in the Jedi Temple, under the watchful eye of many Jedi protectors. But then it was taken sometime later, stolen, by the descendants of Tare Vizsla. It was theirs again, back in ancestral hands, right where it belonged. So with this, the Darksaber slowly became the symbol of leadership on Mandalore due to the Vizsla clan. They used it to rule strongly before the new Mandalorian ways came, passing it down through the generations for centuries upon centuries. But eventually the Darksaber would re-emerge as the symbol of power for the ruler of the Mandalorian people, but that took quite a long time. First, the Mandalorians had to see it vanish and go through an era of pacifism, leaving their warrior ways behind. And when the head of Mandalore finally got the Darksaber back, it sadly would not stay in Mandalorian hands for long. After vanishing to the hands of the Death Watch for a time, a group of Mandalorians who kept the old warrior ways, the Darksaber would finally re-emerge. Pre Vizsla, leader of the Death Watch and wielder of the Darksaber, worked to re-emerge himself and the old ways. He wanted to take power and restore the true old ways of the warrior, the old ways of Mandalore. To he and the Mandalorians who honored the old ways, this new era of pacifism was not working. It was a betrayal to the core of their people, to their ancestors, to the blood in all of their veins. So ready to restore Mandalore, Pre Vizsla made a deal with the Sith Lord thought dead, former apprentice of Darth Sidious, an Iridonian named Maul. Over the history of Mandalore, the Sith and Mandalorians have been close allies, especially in the days of the Old Republic. When the Mandalorians often had Sith backing or vice versa, it was a strong pairing. But Maul would be the one to break that long-standing partnership. After Maul aided Pre Vizsla in the full takeover of Mandalore, the Sith Lord challenged Vizsla to honorable combat. You see, Vizsla now held the throne of Mandalore, and his ally Lord Maul was hungry for power and control, as all Sith were. He would take it whatever way he could get it, and this was his way to do so. And so the Sith Lord fought Pre Vizsla. The Darksaber clashed against the Crimson Blade of the Sith, and in the end, Maul won the duel and destroyed Pre Vizsla. The Darksaber was out of Mandalorian hands and in the grasp of a new ruling Outlander, the Death Watch, Pre Vizsla's warriors, who believed that the leader wielded the Darksaber, would now follow Maul. But like all things, as the story seems to be told, the Darksaber will shift hands yet again, and Maul will hold it for a time, but not for long. Mandalorians have a warrior's heart, and they will take what is theirs. They will also accept what was found, and that is a story for another day, in part 2 of The History of the Darksaber, a Star Wars lore dive. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by today for this new Star Wars lore dive. It's going to be part 1, 2, and 3. Gonna get into the depths of the Darksaber, as I know it's piqued a lot of people's interest, and I'm curious to read up on it again. Anyways, if you enjoyed this content, please drop a like or even subscribe. Like I said, part 2 and 3 are coming, and more Star Wars lore dives and a ton of other good stuff about our favorite galaxy is coming. Anyways, may the Force be with you and stay safe out there. I will catch you guys next time.